Welcome aboard National Geographic Quest. Welcome to Central America and welcome to the wild side of Costa Rica and the Panama Canal. We're going to start our journey going to one of the wonders of the world, that is the Panama Canal. We're going to have great chances to visit lovely beaches as well as to enjoy what is under the water around the coral reef. We're going to have opportunity as well to explore the rainforest through hikes, and as well we're going to have great chances to wander around and explore using our kayaks, stand-up paddle boards, and as well doing lovely Zodiac cruises.
Welcome aboard the National Geographic Quest. I'm Captain Tim Lyon. Feel very lucky to be aboard this wonderful vessel. She was purpose-built for getting close in and being able to go to these extremely exotic, special places that we get to go to.
Our team is a group of experts of both natural history and cultural experience that you will be amazed and enjoy to share your time with them.
Our crew, our staff are all fantastic people, and we're very, very lucky to have you aboard. Pura Vida.
It's been a very busy day, very hectic. We just arrived in Panama, got on board the ship. We got all the information that we needed. We had already our pilot on board. We went right under the Atlantic Bridge and immediately we started our transit into the canal. Right now we're going through our first set of locks, Gatun locks here on the Atlantic side. It's the largest of all the three set of locks that we have in the canal, because all three steps that are going to raise us 85 feet above sea levels are together. So we're going to do them one after the other. As soon as we're done with those three steps and we're raised 85 feet, then we'll be entering the Gatun Lake. The locomotives are always, an interesting aspect of the canal. We get to see a little dance between the line handlers that get on board the ship, together with the locomotive drivers and our pilot. They do this little synchronized dance where they will get us attached to the lines, to the cables of the canal. And this locomotive are here to assist us to stay inside the lock chamber. They're just pulling side by side, so they're making sure that we stay nicely on the middle while the ship is still moving on its own motor, its own power. One of the greatest things about the canal, the reason why we get thousands of ships going through the canal every year, and the reason why the ships pay so much money to go through the canal is because of all the amount of time and money that they're also saving by cutting thousands of miles if they had to go around the Cape Horn in South America by just crossing a 50-mile stretch right here in the middle of the Americas. So this is our first day on this expedition. We started here in the middle of Gatun Lake, which is the man-made lake, the freshwater lake that connects both the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean here in the canal. So pretty much this morning we're going to explore this lake and all the wildlife that is within the Panama Canal watershed, which is a network of national parks that protects the water that feeds the canal. This morning we're exploring the islands that are the man-made islands that were made when this entire valley was flooded, and it's a great place to see some wildlife. We had an opportunities of seeing black mantle hauler monkeys, white-faced capuchin monkeys, even the small little red-naped tamarin, which are small little marmosets that are almost endemic to this part of the world, just found between central Panama and just a little tip there of Colombia. It's just a great way to start our morning by seeing all these primates around these islands. We saw some great birds as well, like the snail kite, the limpkin, and some other smaller shorebirds like the jacana. So it was a great morning, a great way to start our morning. White-faced capuchin monkeys, they're very iconic. They're one of those monkeys that you get to see in movies, that you get to see in stories all the time, and it's because it's a highly adaptive monkey, very good when it comes to using tools to get its food. Its feeding habits are quite broad. They go anything from insects, mosquitoes, fruit, leaves, even small mammals like squirrels or eggs or birds. So it's a very, very active, wild monkey with a very fast metabolism. So it's very distinctive and definitely, a centerfold of the tropics. We've had a couple great views of sloths this morning. Specifically the tree-toed sloth, which is the most active one during the daytime. So we saw one just climbing a vine as we were entering the National Park Soberanía. Great view of the tree-toed sloth. They also have a very slow metabolism. They move quite slow, but as we saw, whenever they really want to go fast, they press that pedal and they go. But overall, they spend most of their time up in the trees, sunbathing, relaxing, eating their leaves. That's just the average daytime of a tree-toed sloth.
All right, we had a great afternoon in this voyage with the National Geographic Quest. We have great cocktails and we have a great view of the Continental Divide and the Culebra Cut, a very historical place and landmark in the canal. At this moment, we're descending back to the Pacific Ocean in Pedro Miguel Locks, where the locks is very well lit. We can see all the operational part of the canal happening with the locomotive that are actually keeping our ship center. And this is the single step lock in which we're descending 31 feet from the Gatun Lake, the height of the Continental Divide, to a small man-made glade, Miraflores, that was made by the American engineers in order to have two separate locks and actually allow a better efficiency with lifting or lowering the ships from the ocean level to the Continental Divide. What an amazing trip has been being able to do this in 2 days, in which most vessels cannot do so, but we're able to actually overnight in the Panama Canal and enjoy the wonderful rainforest we have in Panama. And great rainforests as well, due how important it is to provide all the water that replenishes the canal. Not to really skip the idea that every time we have a ship going through the canal, we're using 52 million gallons of fresh water. Just imagine how important the rainforest is for the daily basis operation of the Panama Canal waterway.
Bienvenidos a Isla Iguana. Welcome to this lovely paradise in the middle of the ocean close to the Azuero Peninsula. We left the Panama Canal and we cruised during the evening in order to get this lovely white sand beach little island. It's a wildlife refuge that it's recently, and this year, they expanded the area from 150 hectares to around 650 hectares of protected area. Not only the island, but including part of the ocean, which is covered with a lovely coral bed. One of the special treats of this lovely white sand little island is that we can find a lovely colony of magnificent frigate birds. And this time of the year, they are preparing for the breeding season, and then most likely you will see the males preparing their nest and sitting down, inflating the regular pouch to call the attention of the females.
Today we arrived here at Coiba Island, which happens to be not only the biggest island in Central America, but also one of the most pristine places in the whole area. Over here you will enjoy crystal clear waters with a lot of fish. The corals are the pristinest in the whole region. Keep in mind that this place, since it has been isolated for quite a bit, has been developed a high level of endemism. The place itself remained untouched because it was declared a penal colony at the beginning of the 21st century. Ever since, every single government, dictatorship or others, has been kept this one serving that purpose. Because of the fear that it creates, no one used to visit this place. Only the inmates walking around. The area that you are visiting actually is a miracle of conservation. This type of fauna are only encountered in areas that are well preserved, and that's exactly what we'll seek for. Later on time, for those of you who wants to do some kayaks, the area itself has a beautiful bay here at the station. There you can just relax and enjoy it. One of the most incredible places. Have a good day.
So for our first day of exploration in Costa Rica, we arrived to Golfito. Golfito is a very small town, but we were not into the town. We took our zodiacs and kayaks and just went to explore what we know as the mangrove ecosystems. Mangroves are very particular forests. They are not very diverse, but they do offer very unique species. In this mangrove forest, we get to see a lot of herons, great egrets, snowy egrets, little grue herons, but really the ones that captured, I think, everybody's attention was this beautiful roseate spoonbill. Even the name just captures you. It's this pinkish bird with this odd-looking shape, beak, standing by its own in a nice green mangrove. It just takes everybody's attention just by looking at that bright pink color in a green forest. For the afternoon outing, we came to a place that is a private preserve, a beautiful tropical lowland rainforest, fairly pristine, fairly mature forest, and we are so lucky to be just welcomed by really, literally, like, we cannot be say hundreds, but a quite number of beautiful, loud scarlet macaws. Macaws are just this large 18-inch parrot, bright red, an unmistakable shape, really, when it flies over. And they just play and jump from tree to tree. They're brightly colored, but even when they're on a green tree, you hardly see them. So the noise will really just give them up. So we are just looking forward, exploring more of this Costa Rica tropical lowland rainforest, more trails, more sightings to see, more hikes. Let's see what it comes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are arriving with the National Geographic Quest to San Josecito. We're in the province of Punta Arenas in Costa Rica, and today we're looking forward to reach this beautiful beach where we will be having the chance to go different directions and different hikes of different levels as well. The Osa Peninsula is one of the quintessential places of Costa Rica. It holds the Corcovado National Park, which so far many people compare it with the Amazons. They call it the Costa Rican Amazons as well. There is a large number of birds, mammals, flora, fauna, everything that has been spotted on this place. It's quite a place for investigation, for visiting. The place where we are is a remote corner of Costa Rica, and the access is not easy. Even though there are some side trails that might lead you into this place, the best way of access is by water. That's why we launched the Zodiacs in order to reach the beach. And from here, if you take a look all the way around, you can see the rocky formations and how pristine, how beautiful this area is. And we gotta be definitely thankful for the fact that development or heavy development hasn't arrived to this beautiful corner. And for sure this afternoon the adventure will continue as we will be visiting Corcovado National Park, where we will have at least two options. One of those is going to take us all the way to the waterfall, where the reward, besides the landscape and the wonderful opportunities of looking for wildlife and things, will be a chance to go and take a dip in a swimming hole from the river.
So today we are at Drake Bay, and we're just taking a teeny little river known as Agujitas River, and actually name of this teeny little fish that you can see in high tide. It's a small little pristine river. Waters are just jewel color, and the tropical rainforest just frame the whole area like a perfect picture. The ecosystems that you have aside this beautiful river will actually host a great array of herons. So we pretty much got to see all the ones you can see on this river. You know, from the very skinny, straight up little blue heron to the most chubby, round beak as the boatbill, the always red-eyed, yellow-crested night herons, among many other ones. So it is very interesting how these forests allow these animals to sleep and to hunt at the same time. We were way too lucky to see an animal that normally we don't see in such an open environment. It's called the great curassow. It's on the family of like the wild turkey. So you have this big, chunky, slappy bird that makes a big noise when it jumps from one branch to another one. But it's so impressive. It's a black bird, but it has a beautiful orangish colors right in the front, a male at least. And it flaps around the understory. The most important thing about a great curassow is, of course, it's a beautiful bird, but it is an element that will show how good balance a tropical rainforest is. So we'll take it as what we call an indicator species of a healthy tropical rainforest. When we see squirrels, we think they're all the same worldwide. And well, it is. They have a common ancestor family. But here in the Osa Peninsula, remember, everything in the Osa Peninsula is rare. So we got to encounter this fairly little squirrel we call the pygmy squirrel. And she was just like biting onto seeds. Remember that these little squirrels, their job is not really to plant seeds. Actually, their job is to destroy seeds. But this little guy was just really working on his breakfast. It's very unique. The coloration is perfectly to match the color of the trees. So we were actually very lucky that it was just on a green branch.
It has been 7 wonderful days traveling with you on board National Geographic Quest, exploring the wild side of Costa Rica and Panama. We started with the Panama Canal, and we managed to enjoy all the different ecosystems of both countries, enjoying what Mother Nature had to share with us. From pantropical spotted dolphin in the ocean, discovering a little bit more and understanding the underwater world and how coral reefs play a very important role in our life, together with exploring how, for example, the Panama Canal or how technology works hand to hand with nature to give prosperity to a country, and what role the tropical rainforests have in our life. It has been a wonderful journey, and we hope that you have enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to have you on board once again more on board National Geographic Quest, and as well, we hope to see you in many of our other destinations. Thank you for traveling with us.